Closing costs have changed, and skipping one detail can cost you thousands of dollars. If you're thinking about signing something, before you do, hear this. Both buyers and sellers are leaving money on the table when it comes to closing costs. Here's a way to make sure that doesn't happen to you. So we recently had one of our clients' houses for sale, and an offer came in. And in the offer, the buyers asked for $20,000 toward their closing costs. Now, before we'd even listed the property, we'd sat with the seller and explained that in the current market or in today's real estate times, it's not uncommon for a buyer to ask for the seller to pay their closing costs so they can keep some of that money on their side. Now, our seller was prepared for it, so that didn't come as a surprise. Sadly, what happens in too many real estate deals today is that they fail because sellers are not made aware of this possibility of buyers asking for closing costs ahead of time. So if you're wondering about closing costs and thinking about either buying or selling in the weeks or months ahead, keep watching this video. What buyers need to know about closing costs in 2026? First, closing costs have gone up due to higher fees. Title insurance, escrow fees, and homeowners insurance especially are all higher this year, so plan to see fees a bit elevated. Plan on about 2 to 4% of the purchase price in buyer closing costs. Some surprise fees to watch for in 2026. Digital notary charges or just any notary charges, tech platform processing fees, and other fee padding categories. Some of those are just there for no other reason than just pure profit. Also, sellers are more amenable to paying these costs today, so add it into the offer negotiations before you get really in stride with working on negotiating that price for your property. Now, another tip is negotiate with vendors too. Look for lender credits or service or senior discounts with title companies and other discounts that are available if you just ask. Hey, buyers, before you make an offer, get this breakdown done first. Don't wait until after you've negotiated the offer to see if you should have asked for closing costs up front and in the ongoing negotiations before you reached a settled price. What sellers need to know about closing costs in 2026? First, more sellers are now being asked to cover buyers' closing costs. This is a deal sweetener in slower times. So, hey, sellers, expect to be asked to pay for the buyer closing costs or rate buy downs or a host of other concessions that buyers will be looking for. Also, sellers, title insurance premiums have increased. Costs are up, and with real estate commissions, seller closing costs can range in the 8 to 10% of the purchase price range. Also, pay attention to possible discounts. Again, senior or service industry or short-term ownership discounts are all available to sellers in today's market. A good tip is to factor these into your net sheet early so you don't get blindsided at the table when you're getting ready to get into the deep negotiations. Hey, smart sellers know the real profit isn't your sales price, it's what you walk away with. So ask for a net proceeds estimate to get an idea of what that number will be. There are hidden closing costs that people need to be aware of in 2026. The list of those fees are growing: courier charges, mobile notary fees, HOA document retrieval and demand fees, and recording surcharges. Just be aware that the fees are legitimate and just, again, not just pure profit. Sellers, be aware of things like repair credits, warranty requests, systems certifications for warranties also can cause closing costs to go up first on the seller's side. Buyers, watch for upfront fees being baked in your loan. Ask until you're comfortable with each line item in that closing cost estimated sheet. Not having a good estimate of your closing costs up front can create a big surprise later, possibly even derailing your deal. If it's not in writing, it's not real. Demand a detailed estimate early in the process and a full breakdown before closing week. Hey, closing costs aren't a formality anymore. They're a negotiation. Whether you're buying or selling in 2026, knowing these numbers gives you leverage. Want a free 2026 closing cost breakdown customized to your current property or one that you got your eye on? Just let us know. Click the link and I'll send it straight to your inbox.